So Akkyduck sort of came about because we bought a narrowboat about 18 months, 2 years ago, and within the first 24 hours we nearly sunk it. Everyone thinks boating's really tranquil and just a nice sort of relaxing way of life, but actually it's really dangerous, and a lot of boaters have had near misses or accidents in the water. So we just got interested in that contrasting sort of point of view of the canals.
There was something wrong with the engine which we didn't realise, and one of the first things we had to do, which I wouldn't recommend when you've not had much boating experience, was a section of tidal river. And the tidal section of the River Ouse is more dangerous than we even realised.
Yeah, I thought we stood on the back of the boat and it was kind of like angling in, and I was like, I'll just swim to the side, and then subsequently the fire brigade came and saved us in a dinghy, and they said sort of later on, they said, oh, you wouldn't have done any swimming, you would have just got caught by the current, and so yeah, it was like maybe even more scary than I realised at the time.
So we eventually got the boat to Stanley Ferry, where we were planning to moor the boat, a bit like parking a car. And pretty soon after getting there, we started learning quite a bit about the area, and we realised that it was this kind of amazing place full of really rich history. And from that, we sort of decided that we wanted to develop more of a kind of larger scale project out of it.
That's an early photograph looking towards the canal, 1895 we reckon, and another one as well taken from the bridge, and it's very similar to that print.
When we started making physical work again, we wanted to try maybe taking other people on that journey with us in some way, the journey of the process of making work and doing research and developing ideas.
Of the aqueduct, archaeologists unearthed remains of a medieval hollowed out boat, 18
kind of
foot.
One of the main things that drives us, I guess, is kind of trying to bring new people into contemporary art.
Yeah, so I guess the two main strands were the sort of seemingly fixed industrial history of the area, then you've got the more intangible social stories. So we wanted to pursue both, but more use the sort of fixed industrial history to attract an audience, to say workshops and talks, but then talk to them about their experiences and get the sort of more social stories or more modern day stories from people and narratives from people.
And this is a tale for your dictaphone. My brother once jumped off that motorway bridge, and this is going back like when it was a bit more stagnant than what it is now. And a dead cow came to the top as he was jumping off, and he jumped off, and he hit this dead cow, and he jumped straight through it. All lads had to drag him out. All lads had to drag him out at canal because his legs were buggered like,
Yeah, bringing out.
Yeah. No, cow were dead, Phil. Cow were dead.
Yeah, the legs were buggered then.
My brother's legs were buggered.
We were quite interested in a lot of the time in the sort of journey of an artist in how they get to the point of making work or kind of developing a project. A lot of that research period is kind of done almost in secret, and we were quite interested in actually involving people in that. So we did a tour of the archives in Wakefield and a tour of the Lockgate workshop at Stanley Ferry, but we made those things public. So rather than going along to them and doing them on our own and that feeding into our research, we turned them into public events. And I think what was really interesting about that is we got so much more out of it. So we were learning from the people who were coming with us, as well as the people who were showing us the thing we were going to see.
Although it's not a big collection in any shape or form, we've got some nice stuff that we pulled out from the actual material. This is a bulkhead. You tell me better than most which part of the boat this might be from. But this is supposedly a canal boat called, on this side it says Moree, and that side...
Well, that's obviously been on view, isn't it?
Yeah. So both sides were visible.
They're both visible. It looks like the stern of a boat to me. It'd be the top rail on the stern.
You don't think it's part of the tiller, you know, and it's
No, it wouldn't be curved. It wouldn't be curved.
Big.
You know, like Paul's
No,
got.
Paul's got a massive tiller, but
No, it wouldn't be curved.
The Aire and Calder Navigation had their own police force,
Right.
and this is, from what I can tell, from 1840 to 1949 when British Transport Police was formed up. We've got no whistle on their truncheon,
wow.
which is really nice. It's a Hudson whistle as well,
Yeah.
of Birmingham, 1950 is the truncheon.
Right.
I like the idea of them jumping on a boat and chasing somebody slowly.
Yeah.
When we decided to do the workshops and we're planning the workshops, we decided to actually locate them by the canal. So we made use of a Littlebeck Trust charity boat, which is a big old Sheffield style boat that's in the canal. And what the decision for that was to actually try to engage the boaters. So instead of making them come to a gallery or sort of an arts venue, we wanted to take the workshops to them to get as many people involved.
And a lot of boaters said, "Oh, I've met people this weekend who have had a boat down here for years and years and years, and I've never seen them or I've never met them," which was really nice, because I think a lot of the time the problem with engaging people in contemporary art is that people just don't think it's for them, or they don't know what their place is in it. So I think there's something really important in, you know, you have to almost directly tell people things are for them.
So on the lock gates, as you saw, there were quite a lot of steel work and things. All the steel work is manufactured to suit every single lock, and every lock is totally different. You know, when we're talking about the mitre on the gate, every mitre on the gate is totally different. Every width and height of every single lock gate is totally different. So every piece of steel has to be manufactured to suit that particular lock gate. So this is where these guys come in. They bring the raw material in here. We've got two now hydraulic presses which can actually form the curves of the...
The overall title is called Akkyduck, and that sort of is the umbrella title for all the project. But the title for the exhibition that's going to be in Wakefield is called Undercurrent, and that sort of comes from evoking more the emotions that we were talking about going into our artworks, and coming from the stories of other boaters. And obviously the undercurrent is that sort of sinister word almost, and could have swept our boat away when we nearly lost it on our first night that we owned it.
But it's, you know, the place where things get dragged out of the water, but it's also talking about that kind of social undercurrent. We feel that our place as artists in society isn't just about the final outcomes and sharing the works that we've made. It's about being a part of things and being like a figure that stands for the importance of creative lifestyle, an advocate for being kind of open and listening and responding, and maybe hopefully even encouraging people and supporting people in another journey and to see things with new eyes. I think being an artist isn't something that you just do when you get to the studio and you're making work. It's something that you can't really escape because it's just part of who you are. We wanted to create an exhibition that focuses on the physical and psychological tensions of the waterways that arise from its rich history, its reappropriation after economic decline to a leisure pursuit, and from the constant sort of pressure, flow and strength of the water. We wanted to create an exhibition that kind of awoke excitement and fear simultaneously, something that aroused kind of contrasting emotions, that was fun and playful whilst also sort of a bit sinister. Our place in the world, much like being on the water, is both exhilaratingly exciting whilst also terrifyingly daunting at times. And I think the water and life in general can kind of be compared in that way, but it's just sort of heightened in those situations. If we could allude even to a touch of some of those emotions, I think we'd be happy that we'd taken you on a little boating journey.
From here in just one single day, where echoes of their journeys past still resonate along the way. With windlass tucked into their belts and miles of towpath in their sight, from Goole to Leeds and Liverpool, they journeyed on by day and night. Where once the packhorse trails and carts heavy laden scoured our land, before the navigators came with buckets, picks and clay and sand. And as this navigation grew to link our counties, towns and coasts, through tunnels, locks and aqueducts, for fleets of narrow working boats. And do the ghosts of travellers still pass upon this their merry way, seen only by the ferryman, whose toll to cross remains unpaid? And who will pay the ferryman now? Who will journey back in time upon the Aire and Calder trail to cross this navigation line? Thank you very much for coming.